What up, Nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake Nation podcast, episode 13, CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I am joined once again, first, by the man known as Tommy Shake and Bake, better known as Tommy SB. You can find him on Twitter, though, at kartracing_22. Tommy, what's happening? Once again, we are also... Bro, we got 4 people on this show. We can't. We got to be very, very specific with the intro. Your intro number 1. Everybody needs to know the role on a 4-man show. And you. How did we get to number 4 already? How did we get to number 4? How did we go straight from number 1 to number 4? It's a domino effect, and this is why everybody's in the situation that we are currently in, quarantined in our houses. This is exactly why. Just in all seriousness. Next up, Markos. Good to have you back on the show, man. Had a lot of fun with you on the show last time. You can find Markos on his private Instagram at Markos_Anthony private. So, you can't really get to him if he doesn't want you to. But feel free to. You know what? I asked him. I was like, "What if the people want to get a hold of you?" He was like, "They can go through you." So apparently, he's hired me as his manager/agent. And so, if you want to get a hold of Markos, hit me up, and I can maybe work something out. Slide into Markos's DMs and ask him if he'd be willing to,
talk to me nice.
Yeah, make sure you throw that donation in there if you need to talk to Markos.
I don't even know.
Thanks for having me back, bro.
Absolutely. Nice and quick, love it. And the new guy, if you will, not the new guy to us, but the new guy to the nation, is our boy Mihran, aka Mihran, aka Mirion. And you can find.
I don't even know Mihran, bro.
You could get a hold of Mihran, and you're not gonna find him there, but you can get a hold of Mihran occasionally on through his Ape Crepe Twitter, which is a business he owns. Obviously, Mihran Markos, entrepreneurs. We talked a little bit about Markos and his family and his life and all the quarantine and all that good stuff. And this time we got Mihran on. Got another new face to pick on. And Mihran actually owns a local crepe shop, multiple crepe shops, aka Planet of the Crepes. Shout out to Planet of the Crepes. Mihran, what's happening, bro?
Thank you, sir. What's up, man? Thank you for having me on, CK.
It's my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure. These are my people. These are my people. These are, an extension of the WiseTake Nation. Those of you who know, D Millie, I see you in the chat. What's up, D Millie? Good to see you. Apparently, I didn't have your audios on in the beginning, so when Tom did his intro, the audio was off. So it just basically is gonna sound like I was talking to myself for the first couple seconds. I think I kicked it on right in time for Markos' intro, but D Millie was just letting us know.
That works. That means the interruptions never took place.
Yeah, it never took place. No, it works for you guys because now it just seems like I'm just the crazy asshole. Because we also put this on the audio, like the video people will see.
Just yelling at it.
Yes, the video people will see the mouths moving, but the audio is just gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is this guy's problem, man? The quarantine is getting this guy,
Going crazy.
That's it. So Mihran, I guess just to start, man, I was just, I haven't talked to you in a while. I know. Shout out to you. Mihran is another family man, but tell the nation a little bit about yourself. I said shout out to you, but really it was a shout out to Teague, not you. But with that said, tell the nation a little bit about yourself, man.
Sure. Well, first off, Teague, I guess that's my little boy who CK's talking about. But about me, so married, 2 kids. Got a couple of crepe and smoothie shops, Planet of the Crepes, check them out, guys, at Ape Crepe on Instagram. And that's it, man. Just living my life, trying to make a decent living for me and my family, and chilling with my boys and doing things I like to do. That's it.
Doing dirties. Yeah. We do dirties to neighbors. That's what we do. Doing dirties to neighbors all day.
What was that? What about the neighbors?
Oh yeah.
Doing dirties, man.
That's an inside thing for the WiseTake Nation subscribers. They know what I'm talking about. Wink, wink to the nation. Oh, okay. Wink, wink to the nation. But
Gotcha. Cool.
But
we'll let Mihran drop in sevens by the end of the show.
Well,
sure.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have Mihran dropping the sevens by the end of the show. We will. Don't you worry, Mihran. It'll all make sense. Well, it won't make sense, but you'll just at some point you'll just give in and say, fuck it, let's just do it. Do dirties and drop sevens. At some point.
I'm excited, bro.
Very, very excited. So we were talking to Markos. So Markos, we talked about on the last show, with the quarantine situation, everything that's going on. For him, he's able to get a lot of his work done from home, whereas your business is literally like a physical location in malls at that around here, which have obviously been shut down. So, how has the recent quarantine, coronavirus, all this madness like affected your business, like, in general?
So I mean, yeah, for anybody in my industry, the restaurant industry, the food industry, small business, everyone's been hit hard. So luckily for me, I'm a little lucky because I do have something, to keep us going. But a lot of people are in a situation where you're not making the sales, you're not going to get paid at the end of the week, and it's hard for them. I know the food industry got hit really hard with that. So I mean, luckily for me, I'm very blessed. I'm lucky. Like, it's not as much of an issue for me. For me, it's kind of cool because I get to spend a lot of time with my kids and my family. So that on that side is pretty cool. We're physically closed, so there's no work. I mean, there is slight things I could do, just like market research and ads and things like that. But as far as any income coming in from the business, like at this point, all the malls are closed down. So they reopened. I, along with everybody else, is just kind of just waiting on them.
That's wild, man. Is it? I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing with what I do here. Like from a sales perspective, we pause everybody's subscriptions. We all that stuff. But it's like, that's I don't have a ton of overhead though with that kind of stuff. Online businesses, like, it's really like the people, right? The people who help us contribute with the content, the publishers, things like that. But they're all on like a per basis. So like per work they do, they get paid kind of thing. So if they're not doing work, then I don't have to pay them. So my overhead when I'm not running, my overhead is like really minimal. So it sucks not having the income, like you said. But you're talking about in your specific industry and in your specific situation, you got like big overhead. Like even if you don't have the people, you still got to pay the rents. Like,
you're right. So, but to be honest with you, like what I'm doing along with everybody else, like until the mall reaches out with kind of a solution. Like nobody's really gonna, no one can afford to pay rent right now. You know what I mean? So until they come up with a solution for that, it's kind of hanging on a string on what's gonna happen, because we don't even know when they're reopening. We pay on the first of the month for the month, but this month, from what it seems like in the news cycle, everything's still gonna be closed for at least another 2-3 weeks. You know what I mean?
They just announced that they're going to continue everything to like April 30th at least.
Yeah, so I haven't heard that today, but I've heard April is like 21st a lot, 18th and stuff like that. And again, the more we go along, it seems like the further and further it keeps getting pushed back. So I mean, it's cool that the government just passed that that bill that everyone's gonna get $1,200. Have you seen that?
Oh, I've seen that shit. I've seen that shit.
I'm sure we all seen that shit. We all want it. You know what I mean? We all want it. So can't wait for that. Well, that's a few weeks away, and I'm sure there's a lot of people in the same situation who are like cannot wait to get that.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell, I know quite a few who have been making life changing decisions based around this money coming in. It's funny because like there's people. Obviously it's a lot of money. Like in the courses of like for all of us, people who have obligations like mortgages, rent, families, all different to feed, mouths to feed, whatever the case may be. It's like that money like comes in, but you're not like using that money to buy nothing crazy. It's like, oh, word. So that's a month I don't got to worry about paying my bills.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Like this, bro, like, it's not to buy luxuries. It's like, yo, I gotta go buy bread.
Yeah, I gotta go buy bread and toilet paper.
You hope it's there. Yeah.
And toilet paper because the quick mark down the street is charging $50 a roll.
That one, bro.
Yeah.
I heard
Price gouging is
I
real.
heard you can get that on the dark web now. You can't get anywhere around here.
Is that right?
Nah, I'm fucking that.
Bro, you probably could get toilet paper on the dark web right now, like on the low, right?
What'd you say?
You could probably get some toilet paper on the dark web right now. Not a
Do you
premium.
think should we check?
I'm not
Yo, you can
checking.
get anything on the dark web.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can get anything.
I saw this hilarious meme, bro. It was just a picture of like a bunch of baggies with toilet paper in it.
Yeah.
and they were just like, got some stuff, $20. You know, it was hilarious just to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Like toilet paper.
Yeah, wrapped up like that. It's so funny too, because Tom would be the first one to tell you, like everybody's stocking the toilet paper. That's like the one thing that like I mean, I'm not saying I prefer toilet paper, obviously, right? Like we're all civilized people, but like that's the one thing you probably don't actually need in an emergency. You can go outside, like there are certain leaves you can use. There's certain types of, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different things. You know what I mean? Like
Take a shower.
right? You can shower.
And yo, you know what, bro? I'm about to give the whole WiseTake Nation a huge tip right now on saving toilet paper, bro.
Tell
Get
him.
your ass a bidet, man.
Tell
That
'em.
will change your life. All right, it's 2020, guys. Everybody needs a bidet. All right?
everybody needs an ass washer. For those of you who don't know what a bidet is.
You hear about that life.
You need that ass blaster, bro. You need the ass blaster. It's 2020, bro. 2020.
You have a bidet?
I do.
Is
Yeah. I first got introduced to it when we were in Thailand,
Yeah.
which is where Planet of the Crepes idea all came.
That was
from.
like a game changing like trip for you, huh?
yeah.
You came back,
that-
opened up a
that-
crepe shop, got a bidet, and like that. Wow.
All in the same year. Like that's a lot.
Quick.
Like it's,
Bro, I
You
got
made
that.
it after that.
I opened the business, but the highlight was the bidet.
Yeah, no, that's solid.
It's
I learned how to keep my
right?
ass clean.
Markos, do you have a bidet? I saw you in support of him.
Nah, I'm a little caveman.
Cavemanish, yeah, like the rest of us, Neanderthals.
Yo, if you think about it, bro,
I'm still living in the olden days.
Tell me that's not some caveman shit. If you really.
But
Think
yo,
about it.
yo,
Like, what are we
honestly,
doing?
hey, he's
You know?
absolutely
He is
right,
right.
bro. It
You
definitely.
know,
is
if you think
caveman
about it,
shit.
like, what are we doing really? You're taking it, you're smearing it everywhere.
Oh, bro.
You know what I mean?
If you have a bidet, you ain't standing in line for toilet paper, so you good.
Oh yeah.
that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
is your because I'm trying to think because you still live in the apartment, right? So you
Yeah.
have a portable bidet?
Bro, no, literally, it's an attachment. You order from Amazon. Mine costs like, they have anywhere from like $25 to like like $1,000, $2,000. Like,
and
the
what
fucking-
are there features? Like, does one of them give you a rim job halfway through?
oh yeah, so you wanna dive in the rabbit hole? we could go there. We could go there.
Well, go wherever you take us,
No,
bro.
so-
Talk to us about the bidets.
From what I got, the crazy expensive ones, it's like you can like it's heated first of all, and they could have hot water, and maybe you can even like, bro, some of them get crazy. There's like 32 buttons on the remote. I don't even know what they do. I have no idea.
Whoa.
But the one I got is a simple like $50 one. You take off your toilet seat, put it down, put your toilet seat on top, and it's there, and it's just cold water. And it's even got a
it's
women
cold?
a women wash section, or the booty section. You know,
Is it
It's
not
back and
shocking?
forth.
Is it not shocking with cold water, especially like in the wintertime?
Not
Well,
really,
I feel
man.
like I
Not
want
really.
it to be
It's just
warm.
like- it's just like water. Like I don't even notice that it's cool. It's just, to me, it's just like water. You know, I'm like okay.
Does it have like a
I
cocaine
don't know.
effect?
I
Like,
don't know, bro.
like you inhale it with your
Well,
ass cheeks
You don't
and
know.
like
You gotta see for yourself. What's up?
this. Nothing.
I don't even know where to go with that. Like
Have I sold you guys on bidets?
I mean,
By the way, I got a new
Slightly.
bidet company coming
Just-
out, guys. Crepe bidet available 2020. All right?
crepe bidet.
It's a crepe shaped bidet. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
that's
I
wild.
feel like I'm struggling. I'm struggling more with him being closed than anybody else, man, because I just miss them. They're good.
Yeah, they're good crepes.
They're damn good.
Yeah,
They are good. Yeah.
yeah.
Don't like to. I swear to God, bro, I don't want to. I'm still being genuine. Like, I love our crepes. Our crepes are like I've tried all of the crepes in Jersey. Like ours are like There's like one place I haven't tried that I hear really good things about in Princeton. Other than that, like our crepes beat everybody's.
Mm.
But yo, he's a fucking asshole. But he'll be like, yo, try a crepe from this place. As he says, our crepes are the best. He'll still be like, yo, order a crepe from this place just because I know it's ass and I want you to waste your money.
Yeah, that's like wait.
I want people to have a reference. You know,
That's like what my wife Amy will do. Like she'll try something and she'll be like, this sucks. This is terrible. Try it.
Try
And
it.
I'm like,
Try it.
no, like I don't want to try it. You just said it. You gave it a terrible review. Like if you already told me it tastes terrible, and the whole point of tasting things is to find out if they taste terrible or not. So why would I?
And once it's terrible, you don't want to taste it.
Yeah. You jumped on that grenade for me. I appreciate it, but it doesn't mean anything if I still end up having to taste it. You know what I mean? Like, So I can relate. How has what's been different with you being home with your kids? Obviously, your kids aren't in school yet, so like the whole that hasn't changed, right? The difference is you're around. So
yeah, well, I mean, Raph did go. He did go to daycare. He does go to daycare.
oh, what, like a pimp?
So what's that?
Like a pimp?
Like a pain.
Like
Super pimp.
yo, you say pimp? I'm telling you a funny ass story about him. So we get to school one day, and he's always like doesn't want to go. You know what I mean? And I'm like, first of all, you're way too young to not want to go to school. That's like some
Damn, bro.
right?
How old is he now?
He's three. He should be excited to go to school. Anyway, so we get to the classroom, and I get it. As soon as we walk in, they're like we're like a little bit later. They're all sitting in a group, and these two girls stand up and like they're like Rafi and like run over to him, bro. Each one grabs a hand and like walk him to the group. I was like, my son is a pimp.
That's my boy.
You know what it is?
I was
It's because
like,
of them giant ass hands he's got. They're just like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna fall again holding those things. You know what I mean? Like, they'll never trip, bust their knees, never again. But that's awesome. Rafi is a pimp. But continue though.
Pimp, yeah. So yeah, man. But yeah, what's different? It's not different, man. Like I'm a little kid myself, bro. So me and Raph are just like playing all day, just bullshitting, and then like wrestling and stuff. I'm just tickling him, and then like, and then Arya gets all riled up. So that's why we can't even play, because Arya will get all riled up and the chain reaction, and then my wife will be like, all right, Arya's gotta stop barking, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's having fun, man. It's a good time.
Yeah.
This dude's dog's like 45 pounds, but bench press is like 230. Like,
Yeah.
he's brolic. Bro,
Yeah.
that dog.
Yeah, that's true.
That girl's a rock.
That's true. That is true.
Rock solid.
Definitely solid. So
How's Patches, bro?
oh, he's good, man. Patches is doing his thing, man. He's getting big, bro. We got him. We've had him for like a
Patches is a
month.
monster
Yeah,
right now.
Markos knows. He's a monster. He's big. He got big.
Is he
Every
really?
time
How
I
much
see
is he
him, he
weigh now?
doubles.
He's like 31 pounds. He was like 22 when we got him. We've only had him for a month. He's 31 pounds.
That's how much Arya weighs right now, like 31 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's a
crazy.
beast.
How big is he gonna get?
I don't know. How the fuck kind of question is that? How am I supposed to know?
Dog people know, man. Dog people know.
Well,
Bare minimum, that dog's gonna be 65 pounds.
well.
I think
Let me
he's.
ask you a question. See,
There you go,
I'll
CK.
make a
Tom
comparison.
got my back.
He's got paws like Rafi has got hands. You know what I'm saying? So you tell me how big you think Rafi's gonna be, and then you can figure out how big you think Patches is gonna be.
That dog's gonna be a pimp, bro.
Oh, he's already a pimp. It's just talking about the size. Will he grow into those paws? He's got big ass paws. Will he grow into the paws or not? That is the question.
Nah, he will, man. Any dog I've seen with big paws, they're gonna get fucking big.
You know what they say about dogs with big paws?
big,
They're big dogs.
big poop.
Big dogs, yeah.
They're big dogs. You sick fuck.
Big dog. Oh, we have to turn to nothing else. Just like
That's
that.
it. That's it. It's easy. It's easy.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, as far as like the social distancing aspect, is that thing? Like for instance, Markos, I consider you to be a people person. Like you're always home with your family, but you always have people coming over. You always have people like kind of stopping by, and including myself and all that kind of stuff. Like, like for you specifically, has the social distancing thing like played an effect? Because like for me, for Amy, this is like literally like a customized hell for her. She can't, not being able to go visit her family, not being able to go visit her friend, like that is literally like if you created a world where she could have all these great things and said you can't touch it, you can't go near it, you can't, that would be Amy's personal hell. Like for me, we talked about this on the last show. I'm perfectly fine being alone, so like I'm just kind of just doing my thing. But like for you, Coast, like you are a little more social, or at least you come off it that way. I don't know how you act. How do you feel about people?
Nah, I mean, I could talk to a fucking wall if I had to. You know what I mean? I normally when I go out in public and I'll talk to everybody as long as you make eye contact with me and say what's up, how you doing, and like now if you too close, it's get the fuck away from me, yo. So don't breathe on me. I hold my breath when I'm walking past you. I don't want you within arm's reach. None of that. I'm in like for instance today I went to Costco, right? Costco was awesome. It was lovely. Everybody's all calm. They're making sure that people are spaced between and following those social distance guidelines to the best of their abilities. And they wiping things down, making sure everything's clean. Very few people in the supermarket. Lines, they got things lined out so you don't get too close. No problem. You don't feel anxiety, nothing. Then I went to Walmart. Oh my God, bro. Yo.
That's gotta be horrible.
Bruh. Huh. Yeah.
Walmart is like no one even knows what's going on.
To be fair, they did wipe down all the touch screens because I always go to self checkout. I don't got time for that shit, so I go straight to the self checkout line, and they were wiping down all the touch screens and all the stuff. But still, nah, it was way too crowded, way too congested. Nah, but as far as being social, I mean, yeah, I'm still social. When I'm putting my cart back, I still say what's up to the person who's next to me, but I ain't about to dap you up. If I see someone that I know, I'm still gonna say what's up, like usual. But I ain't about to. We'll do the little elbow thing, the little head nod.
But what do you do if like that's not even on that level? That's not even what I meant. Like that I understand. Like being weary of people you don't know. I'm talking about you're someone who people hit you up. Hey, Coach, I'm gonna stop by. You know what I mean? And you have a big family at home and all that. So
honestly, if it depends. It really depends. For instance, I haven't seen my father in about over a month, and that's we would see each other on a regular basis, especially because of grandkids and whatnot. So we do breakfast, we do days out, but I haven't seen him in over a month, and he was just sick. So I mean, it's tough to say. I try my best to expose my kids to as little as possible because I have two that's asthmatic, but at the end of the day, no matter how much precaution you take, because my father's a very precautious person. He's not a germaphobe, but he knows hygiene. You know what I mean? So for him to get sick, and there's doctors and nurses and other people who know hygiene and take precaution that are getting sick. So I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna get sick, you're gonna get sick.
Yeah, man, I don't necessarily disagree. What about you, Mihran? You've been at home. I mean, you're normally at a physical location for work, right? So I don't know how your schedule normally is, but like, have you been? Your social distancing to you means like distancing yourselves from anyone or distancing yourselves from specific people. Like, are y'all still seeing like certain people still, or is it more like, nah, I'm just not seeing nobody at all?
Yeah, bro. So, I mean, I am definitely taking precautions, but I'm not being super strict where I'm like, yo, I'm not seeing anybody. Or like my mom, I'm not seeing. That's because she works at the hospital. You know what I mean? So that's specifically why I'm not seeing her. I don't know. Do you guys see Ziv or no?
Nah, same thing.
Yeah, same thing, right? Yeah.
I mean, my pops don't work at a hospital.
You can't.
You see people.
So, I mean,
right.
She's at what's it called? Bayshore.
Oh, okay, Bayshore.
Yeah.
And that's where they had some COVID patients, and like in the beginning and stuff. Whatever. Yeah, I'm sure it's everywhere now. But anyway, so yeah, but like sometimes they're like, yeah, I'll go out for like. Obviously, I gotta go to Walmart, go shopping. Sometimes I'll sneak away, hang out for Markos for like a little bit, let miss him.
Of course.
Miss you, boo.
But yeah, man. I mean, nothing crazy. You know, I'm definitely washing my hands all the time, and making sure that.
Yo, it's the most I've ever seen him wash his hands.
I believe that.
No, for sure.
Ever.
I believe that. Do they have a bidet for hands coming out?
It's called the
It's
sink.
called a sink.
Yeah, I think that's just.
I think they call it a sinke or something like that.
Sink. Yeah. But yeah, man. So shit like that. But you know what's funny, Chris? You were talking about how you're like you don't care at all because you're not really a social person. You know what it made me remember? Just back in the day, I remember we're still in high school, and you're the only one who had a car, and I'm like, yo, Chris, let's go to this party. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, yo, it's gonna be so much fun, man. Let's go, everyone's go. Nah, man, we're gonna have mad fun right here.
Social distancing,
I've been
bro.
practicing that since day one. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Chris is like, I've been
Built for this
saying
shit.
social distancing COVID since 2006, bro. All
I was
right.
doing it before it was necessary. You know what I mean? I was gonna say cool, but it's not cool. It's just definitely not cool. And it's weird because like you ever notice how like it's when you can't do things that all of a sudden you want to do those things. You know, like it's like, oh man, like me and Amy haven't really been eating that much anyway. I've been cooking all this stuff. It's been great, but for some reason I was telling these guys I want McDonald's so bad. And
I just want their fries, dude. Like for the last 3 days, that's
I
all
want a
I've thought
fucking
about.
Big Mac. I want a fucking Big Mac. And I think I've had maybe like 4 Big Macs in my entire life. I just never get Big Macs. Not that I don't get McDonald's, but I'll get like double cheeseburger. They have so many things. It's hard to just get the Big Mac, and it's fucking huge. But, I want a Big Mac.
I get the Big Mac when I'm sick. Helps me get better.
Like hungover sick, or like you have a stomach virus?
No, like when I have the flu.
What the fuck?
It's like I eat a Big
I did
Mac,
not realize the grease and
all those preservatives, bro. Kill everything.
Kills everything.
wow.
But ever since
Man.
I was a kid, bro, one time my dad, I was literally like 9 years old and I'm sick. My dad's like, "What do you want me to bring you?" I was like, "A Big Mac," and I'm like, "No, that's not good for you." I'm like, "No, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is." So you bring it home, and I think just out of spite, just because I said it is, I just ate it. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm better." And
You
ever since then,
fat
Big
fuck.
Macs makes me feel better, bro.
He went to the bathroom and shit his brains out when he was telling us that. Yeah, I'm better. I'm better.
Way better. Way better.
I'm better.
that's
than
White
you.
Cat. That's White Castle for me, man.
Oh God, White Castle is that's automatic, bro. That's just straight laxative status, bro. The last time we had White Castle and Tom, you were there obviously. At the time, Amy wasn't eating meat. She was vegetarian. She was eating a vegetarian diet at the time, so she ate the fake burgers, the Beyond. Yes,
Burgers.
she ate that. The rest of us,
Which are pretty good.
the rest of us all had the regular burgers. I think the next day, like 4,
all
all of us got sick except for
We're
her.
done.
She was the only one who didn't get sick. She ate the Beyond Meat. The rest
Should have had that Beyond
Yes.
Burger.
yeah, should have. I mean,
She didn't want White Castle for the burger. She wanted White Castle for the Beyond
Yes.
Burger. You guys
We all-
should have followed.
yes,
You should have been
we
followers.
should have been followers.
Right?
Yes, we should have been followers. But I say the same thing in those situations as like people who quit smoking and you call them a quitter. Nobody likes a quitter. So it's like the same concept, right?
You're gonna go all the way.
Yeah, exactly. Just right until the wheels fall off. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's like the quarantine thing. It's not that. I'm cool being at home, but I'm used to having things to do. I work from home, so I'm always at
the
home.
The fact that I can't do certain things, it's like, hold up.
Yeah.
What?
I've been playing fantasy sports for DraftKings and FanDuel. I've been playing esports, bro. You know what that is?
Yeah.
League of Legends. You know what that is? Guys playing
No,
video
you
games.
haven't.
I haven't been playing League of
No, you
Legends.
haven't.
I've been essentially betting on it.
Yo, tell
Damn.
them how it went yesterday. Tell them how it went.
Successfully so far. Yesterday won like $150 or so. I didn't put much out there. I'm just testing the water. I'm just using the same philosophies I use in fantasy for the other sports, and I'm just applying it to this one. And we have a guy at WiseTake.com who does a free cheat sheet. We're putting it out for free right now, so anybody out there that wants to try playing it. But bro, it's a lot to take. Like what we do this every single day, and in my entire day is for that with doing shows that are based around fantasy sports and sports in general. And all throughout the day, I'm researching statistics and all this. And now, and so when I'm home, it's just like a regular job. You put your head down, you look up, oh shit, it's showtime. Showtime, oh shit, I'm done with work. And without that shit, man, it is crazy. Like, it is crazy. Like just you pull up your computer and there's nothing to do. I open the computer, I don't even know. I open the computer and I'm like, damn, I haven't opened this bitch up in like a week.
What do you supplement that with?
Medication. lots of medication. Lots and lots of medication. Recreation.
Essentials.
Yes, not recreation. Essentials. Yes.
Yeah.
The opposite of
Bro,
necessity.
I know what you mean though, bro. Because when you don't have like any structure, like I've been super unproductive. I mean, thank God it's a time where like I can be unproductive, you know. But it's like you know, when you don't have a structure of like, I'm gonna go to work. This is what I gotta do. I gotta take care of this and that and that. So you just wake up like, hey, I'm just gonna hang out. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'll go eat there. Okay, I'm done. Let me play with the kids. You know what I mean? Like for me at least, I haven't getting that shit done. You know?
No, but like me either. I haven't really been getting shit done either. I've been getting some stuff done, right? It's things I'm like, oh, you know, it's all good. I'm gonna take this time and get all these things done that I don't have time to do. Well, I finished that shit in the first 2 days because there's nothing else to do. So I was able to just, you know. And now I'm at that point where I'm starting to get a little unproductive, and it's great. I'm training patches, right? Putting some effort into training, spending time with my wife. It's been phenomenal. But you can't help but take a pause. And Markos, I know this is probably, you were probably getting ready to say something similar to this, but you can't help but take a pause and say, like, if that's the case, if everybody's being unproductive, isn't this the time where I need to figure out a way to be the most productive I could possibly be? Right?
How do I get that? How do I get ahead of the pack?
Yeah.
No, that's true, but at the same time, a lot of shit right now, like for example, I mean, Tom actually says he's working from home, but like, you know, banks are shut down, businesses are shut down. I mean, I'm not saying shit. If you're in an industry where you can be super productive right now, it's probably going to be your benefit because nobody else is doing shit. But a lot of places, I feel like, you know, even like people you got to cold call and sales or whatever, they're not even in work for you to call them.
Yeah, cold calling is dead right now, man.
Yeah, man.
You tried.
Who are you gonna call?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I know you're probably not working
For the next 3 months.
If you'd like to switch your banking over, I'm here for you.
Yeah,
You're probably watching Netflix right now, but
yes.
Call me back when you finish that episode.
Yeah. No, it's like on the one hand, you're like, oh, well, maybe this is a good time to pick up a second hustle. But then it's like, how much effort can I put into that hustle when I know that hustle will no longer be a hustle once this is over? You know?
How do you know though? It may be huge.
Maybe. So what's the step? What is the next step then? Like,
one step at a time, bro. I watched 4 kids learn how to walk. You just take one step at a time. You take a step, you fall, you get back up.
Yeah.
That was deep, Coach.
It was deep. I like that.
You like that, Meerkat?
That was a good one.
I love it.
That was an inspiring one. That's much better than if I had to make the correlation. I don't have a family, so for me it's like you know Pat just took a shit, and you know what? There was like a piece of hair that came out, and you could see it was dangling to the other piece of shit, and you know he didn't come in the house though because he's a good fucking boy. I've seen a couple of those in my time, because he's a good. He didn't come in the house because he's a good fucking boy. That's right. He walked his ass to the back of the yard and finished. And he pushed out that second half of shit, and did his business.
That's a good boy.
Nah, but honestly, bro, it's no different than the New Year's resolution when you're like, oh, I'm gonna take this time to do X, Y, and Z in my life, or when you're giving up something for Lent and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take this time to better myself. It's no different than any of those other times. You just fuck it. Always take the time to better yourself. Always take the time to push ahead of the pack, and you'll get ahead of the pack. You know, it shouldn't be a reason or an excuse. There shouldn't be an excuse for why someone should be complacent or why someone shouldn't. If you're built to constantly be grinding, you're just going to be grinding.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with that being said, you should also take some time when you can, if you're always grinding, to spend with your family.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, what do you grind for ultimately, right? For the family.
Correct.
Because if you don't have one and you're grinding, then you're just a selfish dick. Or perceptually, you know? Perceptually. I'm not saying that that's what I think of that person.
You just described so many rich people.
Yeah, but you said it, not me. How about that?
I just clarified.
Thank you for the clarification. It's much appreciated.
Anytime.
Much
bro.
appreciated. So, how long were you open, Mihran? I'm going back to the work thing because I meant to ask you this earlier. How long were you
Yeah.
open into this stuff? Like, at what point did the mall officially say nah? Like, did you have discretion?
So
Like, how did that work? Like, are you still taking orders from the mall? And then I know obviously the president got involved and all that shit, but
yeah. So the way it works out is, yeah, you're contractually obligated to go off of their terms. So if they stay open, you're supposed to stay open. Regarding this though, we decided to not listen and close earlier, only because a lot of our employees they were scared about the whole thing. We could sense it. They kept asking us questions about it, like, "Hey, all this is going on. Are we coming into work today?" This was like the week. The so this was what's today's date? The 29th, right? So this all happened about 2 weeks ago. So about 2 weeks ago, we closed and we planned to open back up on the 27th, right? So I believe it was like the 11th that we closed, the 12th, something like that. And when we closed 3 days after, the malls decided to close. So um, you know that's just how it went down. Yeah, I literally couldn't do it. I couldn't stay open because I didn't want to put my team at risk, and I didn't want to like betray their trust. I didn't want to be like, you guys are coming to work for me. I don't care. Blah blah blah. That's messed up. That's a messed up thing to do. And even if the mall, I was like, if they have a problem with it, whatever, we'll talk about it. We'll resolve it. But I wasn't gonna do that.
I respect that, man. Because like, for instance, like Amy works at a bank, and she's got to go in, right back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I understand banking in general is essential, but what's the point of investing in all these call centers to have an online support? What's the point of having technology and all these things, like ATMs and all these things that we have? Like, if during an emergency you can't even figure out a way to keep your, you know what I'm saying, people, because like at the end of the day, it's not
You know
just
what
banking.
I'm saying though? Like, I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but do they give her masks? Or do they give her anything at all, or it's just like, hey, just come to work?
No.
I think for every industry, it's pretty much like you can. I don't think anybody's gonna stop anyone if they do it on their own, but they're not gonna like
Yeah.
hand them out to you, and because that's a whole other thing. Like you got to think on the one hand, there's people who are like, if I have to go to work, I'm gonna wear a mask, and I agree with that. Like if you're being forced to be out in the public in a place you don't want to
Yeah.
be, right? Because like look at the grocery store workers. They're basically like
Yeah.
they should be walking around in hazmat suits. Are they getting paid
Yeah.
extra to go to work during a crisis right now? No, they're not getting paid any extra. Like you're talking about a dude
I mean,
making
I know
$10
some,
an hour
I
that's
know
risking.
some places are, but you know what, bro? A lot of places. I mean, the big stores could probably afford it. I mean, which I guess most of the grocery stores are. So, I think some of them are doing it, but I don't know who is and who
Yeah,
isn't.
some
But
people
I haven't heard
get
some
paid
of them.
hazard pay. Some companies.
Yeah, what I don't get is like Home Depot. Like, why is Home Depot open?
Yeah, well, thank God they are open
Construction-
because I just got that
construction still
fridge.
going.
Well, bro, everyone's home.
Yeah, and I had to go pick up a washer and dryer today. But yeah,
You think Home Depot's gonna lose that business?
Home Depot's like, bitch, get your old ass out there. The only reason I said old.
He's like, come get some nails and a hammer and renovate your damn house in this quarantine, right?
that's what I've been doing, which is unfortunate. So I guess I'm glad that they're
Yeah.
open. But
You're at home.
That's
yeah,
it. You answered your own question, Tom. Home Depot
Alright.
is open because of you, bro.
Exactly. You're at home. You don't got shit to do. Come to Home Depot.
Home Depot gonna be handing out a lot of Homer awards this month.
But that's my point though. Like these like you're forcing these people to go out there, and they may not be comfortable. But if they don't do it, they got bills they got to pay, right? They don't really got a choice. It's like, it's just, again, we compared it on the last show to the ER employees. Like it's similar to war. They're fighting a war right now. It's just not on other people. It's on a virus. And those people that have to go to the stores are kind of like the bystanders. You got no choice. Like the grocery store, it's like the belly of the beast. You know how many people go through that bitch in a day? And we all need to get there. Everybody has to get there. That's how we live. We need to get in there.
Everybody gotta eat.
So exactly. So
Bro, did you guys hear 700 Jersey police officers just tested positive for coronavirus?
700.
we're in like the
700
epicenter too, man.
Police officers, Jersey.
Wow.
Is that not
That
insane?
is definitely insane.
Like, I wonder what's gonna happen because they obviously have to take them all out of rotation, and then what?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. It's wild, bro. fucking wild.
Yeah, we're 13,000 people in New Jersey, and then you got New York above us with like almost 60,000, and then we're literally New York and New Jersey equivalent for like half of the United States cases.
Bro,
like it's insane.
This is like gonna be like maybe this might be the one time where if you ask somebody from New Jersey where they are from, they may actually say New Jersey instead of New York.
Yeah,
you know because they don't want to be associated with this. No, I'm not from New York. I don't have the corona. I don't got the Rona, bro. No, not me. I'm from Jersey. Dirty Jers all day. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, might be the one time. Might be the one time. Did you hear that shit? They were gonna put. Trump said something about maybe putting just the tri-state area under quarantine, and Governor Cuomo was like, "I don't even know what that means."
Yeah.
Last time I checked, you can't do that.
I was wondering the same thing. I was like, "What does that mean?"
That's like the biggest disrespect, though. It's like imagine we're all boys and like we're talking and it's like someone says this and they talk to one of our other boys like, what is he even talking about?
That's true, but at the same time, it's the equivalent of like we were just hanging out in like a little cipher or something, and I was like, "Bro, I just got my cootie shot." And you guys, you know what I mean? You guys would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
What?
Like, what does that even mean?
No,
like,
I'm not saying I agree with what he was saying, but just the way
no, I know.
he went about it is funny. It's not very politically correct.
No, which is respectable. Right. I'm not like a political. I don't get into the pot. Yeah. I judge people like as it goes, depending on how it benefits me and depending on how it fits to my views. I'm very egocentrical like that. So it's just like I live life in my own country, in my own set of rules, which is why I like the isolation. And so if the president does something I like, then I'm like, yes, I like that. Good move. And if he does something I don't like, same. I'm like, I don't like that. You're a dick. So it's
I same shit, bro. Like I hate where it's like you're either Republican or Democrats. Like sometimes I'm with Republicans, sometimes I'm with Democrats. It depends.
Yeah. You that's called what's it called? Shit.
Independent.
Traitor, something like that, right?
Pick a party. Pick a party, Mihran.
You know what they say? These hoes ain't loyal. You know what they say.
Damn, bro, you about to have this Trump send the FBI over to my house, man. What?
Oh,
he said my name earlier. Something about
it's all good. Who's gonna show up? I don't even know Mihran. I don't even know Mihran. Yes.
You know what's the funniest part about that, bro, is that like we say that all the time because of that kid, and he probably has zero idea that he's made that impact on our lives. Zero idea.
What's his name? Cameron.
He's got zero idea that he's made this impact on our lives. We say it all the fucking time.
All the time.
Stupid face from high school.
Never forget him.
I'll never forget him. It's called making an impression right there. And made an impression. There's a lot of things that I don't remember, but for some, I'll always remember him. And I don't remember nothing about him other than that. That's it. But make impressions on people. So just pronounce their names incorrectly, and do something distinct. And
that's why I always remember MJ.
Because of the Mihran? Because he calls you the Mihran. Yeah, that's good. That's true. That is true. You got a lot of nicknames.
Any does. Any of you guys catch either of the races this weekend? You had NASCAR yesterday, or NASCAR was today. You had Indy cars yesterday. Trying to get some iRacing in, I guess. Just to have something to do. Any of you three catch that at all? Or no.
If there was sports going on, I wouldn't be.
Bro, I respect.
I went to a birthday party today. It was on Facebook though.
Facebook Live.
It was on Facebook Live.
That's what? Last night, right? We were on this me and Tom's wives. Sister wives. They did the every time I say that when me and Tom do a show together, it's always like weird to describe. But
it just sounds like it's when you say it like that, it sounds like you guys have some freaky
I know. But every time I try to describe it, it's like
your mom always taught you to share, right?
Sharing is caring, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
But our sister wives we ordered from Russia. They just
it sounds exactly like that. Our wives are sisters, so it's just. What do you? I got nothing. But I forgot where I was going with this. Pretty typical, right? Pretty typical move for me.
But yo, I did remember something when you were talking about you know how you were saying, you know, for social people, is this like, you know, messing with your flow, you know, because you said Amy couldn't, is like, it's really messing with it, right?
Yeah.
So what I've been noticing is, first of all, you guys should get on it too. I don't think you guys have it, but a house party, the app House Party.
Yes, yeah. We were just doing that earlier.
Okay, yeah. So everyone's been hopping on that, you know, and it's ever since I've downloaded it. Every day I'm getting notifications from like other people on my contacts
and
who downloaded
that's
it.
right, and
know?
that's how it works, right? Like if anybody is on a video conversation, if anyone that's in your friends list is on there, you could just hop on. Right? Isn't that how that works? You could just like pop up on there.
Yeah.
That's very invasive. Very invasive. But I respect it.
You don't like it.
I personally don't.
Like
you know?
it. Too social.
If I open it, you ever pocket dial someone and then like you pick it up and you're like, Mihran, what the fuck? I didn't call you. And you're like, bro, yes you did. And I'm like, well, I didn't want to talk to you. You just fucking hang up. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this just made this more accessible.
Bro. You know you always want to talk to me, Chris.
Well, you were a bad example because I actually do like when Mihran calls, but you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Don't lie, bro. Don't lie.
Live for the camera. He's the guest. You gotta be nice.
Oh my god.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
We love when you
But
fall.
I'm glad you brought this up because I was saying when I was bringing up our sister wives that the Zoom thing, right? It's another video conferencing thing. So we did a Zoom with her, like her entire all her cousins. All her cousins was.
Yeah, we had like 10 people, I think.
Oh yeah,
10
and
boxes,
it gets out of hand because you know how her family is. They're Israelis, so you know they're looking, they're bickering back and forth doing the thing. Somehow I get convinced.
We gambled, yeah.
I get convinced to go into a push-up contest with my wife's 17-year-old cousin who was like in good shape. He's like all ripped up. He probably 90 pounds soaking wet, and again he's 17 years old, so he's got the virgin lung thing going on. And I don't know. I don't know how I got coerced into it, but there was betting involved. It's amazing. It's amazing how creative people can be. It's amazing.
Gotta keep busy, bro.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, I know. I don't know about your guys' wives, but Jess just got into TikTok.
No.
With that at all?
No. No.
TikTok I've seen. It's basically
She
Vine.
loves all the young new hip stuff. You know?
It's
So we've been doing some TikTok challenges and stuff like that too. That gets fun too, man.
Yeah.
It was like a good plank push-up one. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. No.
The couples one.
Yeah, it fits you, TikTok.
Yeah. you got Mihran over there playing House Party, and his wife's running a whole quarantine boot camp Facebook group.
Yeah, right.
He's actually doing something like
we're,
four people.
We're, young and hip, all right?
It's true.
Old geezers.
It's true.
Old geezer.
Hey.
Chris has been an old geezer since he was like 16.
Damn straight.
But Markos, sometimes you should be ashamed of yourself, all right?
Hey, bro, I got 4. What's your excuse?
I got 2. Yeah, that's about it. I'm never catching up to you, Kos.
Don't try.
I'm not, bro.
But in like 4 months, there's
Mihran,
buying.
are you backing down from a challenge, Mihran? Are you backing down?
He knows when he's
I'm
lost.
saying, bro, if we're in a Kos hit the Nas, I can't even keep up anymore.
You lucky I slowed down so Chris could catch up.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Shit, don't wait up.
You know,
Where
come
are you now, Chris?
Shit, I just got a
Come
fucking
July.
dog. Give me a break, okay?
Yeah.
It's got a fucking dog.
Which was a big
It
step.
was a big
That was a
step.
very big step.
One step at a time, like we talked about. One step at a time.
Very proud. And you got him very quickly.
Yes,
too.
it was an impulse decision, which is
was.
and my impulse decisions are another reason why I shouldn't be a parent to a human being at this moment. So it's hand in hand. It's hand in hand. But yeah, so like the Zoom, the TikTok, like, it's amazing. Like what's been terrible for so many other industries. There's always going to be some other like companies.
There's
industries who
always
benefit.
money to be
Right.
made.
Right. And like is that where things change? Like even for basic brand building, if we're gonna see an influx in like TikTok, for instance, influx in the influx.
I thought I was going
You know
like
what I mean?
that.
Influx. Yeah, exactly. If we're gonna see an influx in TikTok and all those kinds of things, like I guess as business owners from a marketing standpoint, even though maybe none of us are in a position to actually sell our products, isn't it a good idea to maybe try to get ahead of the curve and start implementing your brand on those products. If that's where people are gonna be, like for instance, Mihran, if you're gonna be there doing like TikToks anyway, if you can somehow relate it to crepes, even if you have a separate channel for the crepes, like just throw it in people's face, almost make fun of them that they can't have a crepe right now. Because when that bitch opens back up in like 3 years or however long this quarantine shit lasts,
every day I'm just making TikToks of me in different crepes slowly.
just like,
and
exactly. Just like,
yo, tell me you brought at least one of your crepe stand, like the tables home, so you can make them at home.
Bro, you know, but I did bring batter home, and we waited too long to use it, and it went bad.
No,
Suck.
I didn't even get to have one last crepe day
man,
before his whole
You
shit
suck,
went down.
yeah, that was a real bummer, man. You just depressed everyone with that story. That was just.
All
All right, on that note, we're gonna wrap this
Take
thing up.
care, guys. I'm out. All right,
Yeah, have a great night. You just ruined it.
Yeah, we were just getting all motivational, talking about marketing, and now I just want to go to bed. Say, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When we all open up free crepes for all you guys, man. We'll turn it to smiles again.
So
You heard him.
Browns upside downs.
I love it.
Yo, just mention this podcast and you get a free crepe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mention long and
If
hard
you
20.
come down to the kiosk, can we see how many people are watching right now, Chris?
Right now, I believe there are 3.
All right. Three lovely.
So that means, wait a minute. So that means one of you assholes aren't watching us right now. So which one of you are?
That's me. That's me. Sorry.
Wait, 3. That means it's just us right now. All right. Well, all right. So you three, you guys are listening to the podcast. Come down to the shop, get free crepes. Okay.
Free crepes.
Freehold Mall.
Freehold Mall, New Jersey.
Or
Free crepes.
or the shops in what's the
We
other
have a
place?
couple locals actually who do listen to the show. We do have a couple locals. A couple people like I know.
You guys come to the kiosk and say WiseTake sent me. I'll give you a free
Say
crepe.
long and hard 7. That's the promo code.
WiseTake.
Go up
Why?
there.
So you guys say WiseTake likes it long and hard.
Yo, wait, what?
Oh, all day. The nation knows what it is. That's my go-to jam. Long and hard. Long and hard. That's the go-to jingle around here.
Hell
You
yeah.
guys will be educated.
Okay.
But I think at this point we'll wrap things up. This was a lot of fun, like I said, bringing on my peoples, and coming on here and basically just hanging out. I think keeping me sane and we gotta keep the equipment running. Gotta keep me in the groove of doing these things. I do so many of these shows that when it got taken away from me, I started to fiend out a little bit, little itchy skin, action, little dry lip action, cold sweats, all that good stuff. But so we had to break it out, and it's good. It's good.
Pretty sure you have a coronavirus.
Pretty sure you're describing. Pretty sure you are saying.
Itchy skin, you're definitely positive.
Hey, somebody look at the footage. Did he cough at all during this show?
Oh, God. If I did,
He's like,
it was for my medicine. But that's gonna do it. I appreciate it, Mihran. Pleasure having you on your
hey,
first
this was
one.
fun
Man.
as hell, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me on.
We'll be doing more of them because you know what? I ain't got shit else to do but to bother you guys, and looking to getting a few. You know what I did want to say? I didn't say it on this show, but I wanted to incorporate Max Wang somewhere into this show, and
Maxim
Swag.
and the only reason I wanted to incorporate him into the show is because if you don't know him, and I say Max Wang, let the people decide what I am talking
You
about.
want to know him?
Am I talking about a person, an object? What kind of object? What type of person? So just think about that. Just think about that.
Another,
This is a nickname.
Max Wang.
Deep.
Max Wang.
Wang.
Let that soak and tell me what y'all think. Markos, anything in closing before we get up out of here?
Nah. You did a great job, bro.
Yeah? Max Wang.
Nothing better than Max Wang.
Nothing better. How about you gotta let it ring?
Maximus
Dr.
of
Max
Wangs.
Wang.
Dr. Wang.
Dr. Wang.
He is a doctor too.
Well, now you just gave it away that it's a person.
Damn. Y'all
No,
suck.
I mean, no, he's that kind of doctor.
Now he's a he.
Yeah.
Now they know it's a he. Oh, they just...
This whole
I'm
thing
ruining it,
is ruined.
We'll
edit the end
Podcast,
of this
bro.
out.
Delete the podcast. It's ruined.
Okay.
Right.
Hang tight. We'll just restart this.
I'm sorry.
remember everything you guys just said
Run it back.
and repeat it. With that said, Nation, hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate those of you who are trickling and check it out. If you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, please give us some 5-star reviews. Really helps us out. Allows us to continue to free content. For Mihran, for Markos, for Tommy, Shake and Bake, myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.
WiseTake.